So we have the admissions team here, which are really helpful. They take all the kind of demographic information, the history. When a person arrives at Smarmore, then we give them questionnaires to give us a bit of background information about them. Them questionnaires cover a wide range of topics such as self-esteem, spiritual beliefs, any kind of depression, eating issues, gambling. We look at the questionnaires then and we score them. A biopsychosocial assessment then takes place where we can get a comprehensive history from the person. The person is then assigned a focal therapist, which will be their main point of contact during their treatment. The focal therapist then compiles an individualised care plan, individualised treatment plan, where the person may have their own individual goals for treatment, and that's done in conjunction with the patient. We do that together at the beginning of their treatment. The treatment then, incorporates group therapy, individual therapy, family therapy, all based around the 12-step program. We offer complementary therapies such as equine therapy, drumming therapy, creative writing, and we have the use of the swimming pool and the sauna. We have very good communication with our medical team here, which includes nurses, healthcare assistants, general practitioners, psychiatrists, and I think the beauty of working among the team is if one person is struggling, we have a team to bounce back on. We communicate everything with each other so that everyone is on the same page and everybody knows what's happening for the patient, and I think that works really well. Nobody's kept in the dark about a patient's care.
The staff were absolutely lovely. They were very kind, caring, understanding, and I don't think there's anywhere in Ireland that has the same facilities as a Smarmore Castle. Not that it's all about the facilities, but the program that's on offer here, it can be tailor-made, which is why we do the biopsychosocials and the assessments, to where some therapies can be tailor-made, which I found very beneficial, which is what attracted me to it when I first started looking around, because I tried them all and I was looking for these niche different therapies, and I was seeing the oxygen barbaric chamber and the equine therapy. I remember thinking the equine therapy, it must be a load of retired race horses and we're all going to be jockeying the horses through the forests and all this sort of stuff. But coming here, and even with coupled with that, the drumming therapy, the art therapy, the structure that it has, that's one main thing I needed was structure, because I was just off the absolute wall, just to get into that little bit of discipline and structure, and the 2 group therapies a day, as well as the specific grief therapy was a big one for me. I lost my brother that I never truly dealt with, when it was 18 years after his passing that I only started to go through that grief process, which was helped and facilitated by Billy, my therapist who was here at the time, God rest him, and the grief therapy that was available here.
I think it's a model that everyone can relate to. There's certain aspects of it that everyone can relate to, and when we're all working off the same model, it means that we all are following the same kind of protocol procedure. The history behind the Minnesota model and the research behind it indicates that it's a really good treatment, and I think by the staff fostering that and speaking about it and educating patients about it and helping them get a really solid understanding of it, sending them back out into a sober life with a toolkit of recovery. The fellowship meetings that we provide for the patients and that we recommend the patients go to then all follow the same model. The patients know what to expect and know what they're doing. So I think that it is a really good model and it works, and we've seen it work. And the other thing that I think is a great aspect of the care here at Smarmore is the aftercare plan that the patients receive once they complete treatment, that they're going back out into the world with a plan in place. It can be a very safe environment here, and people often struggle with going back out, wondering how they're going to manage. We provide a 2-year aftercare plan here in Smarmore, so the person knows that they're still receiving support up to 2 years after they leave. And I think that that's so important for a patient going out, that they know that they're still supported even when they leave the gates of Smarmore.
It's the process of the primary treatment. You have 4 weeks, you might have 6 weeks. So that's a tall order when you think about it. But really it's the process of primary addiction is that seed, sowing the seed to make the change. And again, it's come back to that, that trans-theoretical model of change, as they say, to sow the seed to make the change. And it's the beginning of the process. So how do we do that? That's really by bringing awareness. I think that awareness is a huge factor and bringing that awareness to the individual. This is where this is at, because there's often blind spots about how serious the addiction is. But when you think about the harms, the harms are huge. So what's our process here? Our process here is in the program, and the program is to start with the blocks and assets that you begin with the consequences, with your life story, delivering your life story in an intensive atmosphere. And this is an intensive atmosphere from day 1 right to day 30. It does not stop. It's you can't avoid the intensity of the program.
So I think that having that net of an individual session can really help the person feel supported. So if they can't bring something to group, that they have a therapist to bring that issue to. We see patients twice a week here and individually. So while they have the support of the group, they also have the support of the individual. And it may be that the person is struggling bringing something into group. So encouragement and support from the therapist individually may help them on the way to be confident enough to bring something into group and get support from their peers. The group is a place for the patients to explore any internal conflicts or any issues that they may be having, and they receive the support of the group. Generally in the group, the group can identify with what the person may be feeling, and they can relate back to the person. People are obviously at different points of their treatment, so somebody new in may actually get a lot of support from somebody that may be here for 4 or 5 weeks. The patients are better therapists than we'll ever be, so having the support of the group is so important.
CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, that's an approach to challenge the way of thinking and to affect some kind of change in the way that they're thinking about how they see their addiction. It's really, I suppose, that awareness piece, and the reality. Because when you connect, part of the program here, a huge part is the family aspect, the family conference that happens. Because that's when you really get a real picture, and you get a very real piece coming back from the family that this is the impact. And that's you can't escape that.
Within Smarmore, I think the culture would favour an embracing of alternative therapies as much as traditional therapies. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, on Friday we would seek to deliver equine therapy, with our equine therapist. We also have writing therapy and music therapy. All of this not only helps people decompress from a long week of very deep therapeutic work, it also enables people to engage with alternative therapies and maybe open up areas within themselves as well that it might be regular therapy doesn't access.
Through EMDR, sensory motor psychotherapy, CBT, DBT, different forms of therapy, and we put that into their aftercare plan as well, showing them that there is a way forward and there is a way out of this. And they come in here and we start to help them to understand what the background of their addiction is, what's the underlying issues in relation to their alcoholism, and that they can be treated as well. So we're not frightened of mentioning trauma in Smarmore Castle. And our patients aren't frightened of coming forward and talking about it as well. And we take that in very respectfully. And I always feel very very grateful that our clients, that our patients that are in here open up so much to us about the issues that have come into their lives.
Yeah, I think Smarmore is a special treatment centre, and I think not only is it special in terms of the level of care that people receive and the level of professionalism that's here in the team, it goes deeper than that in terms of the culture, and that sits in the walls of Smarmore. And the culture really is one of caring and concern and of building a very supportive relationship with each and every person that comes through those doors.
I think what makes Smarmore special is the first of all, the location. The location that we have here is beautiful, but also the people that are here, the people that you meet when you come through these doors, mainly the community, the members of the community, people that have gone through all sorts of things in life but are still here standing. The resilience that we see in here is incredible. We take power from them and they take power from us. And I think that family atmosphere, that community atmosphere that we provide here is so important for a person coming in that may not have people on the outside, so that they feel seen and heard for the first time in their lives. The level of support that you'll receive in Smarmore as well, from medical staff right down to therapists, right down to the catering. We all work as one big team here, and I think that that's what makes it really special.